Here we will see select statement in SQL Server. The select statement is the most used statement in Transact SQL language. It is used to access the records from one or more database tables and views. It also retrieves the selected data that follow the conditions that we want. Using this command, we can also access the particular record from the particular column of the table. The table which stores the record written by the select statement is called result set table. Different options to fetch the data with select statements are select all columns, select specific columns, select data with alias name, select data with plus operator, and select data from multiple tables. First we'll see select all columns. The asterisk operator represents all the columns of a table. With this, you don't need to specify each column name in the select query to get the data from all the columns. General syntax is select star from table name. For example, select star from employee returns all the rows and columns data from the employee table. Next is select specific column data. You can specify the column name in the select statement to get the data only from those columns. General syntax is select column 1, column 2 from table name. For example, select employee ID first name last name from employee, which will return the data from employee ID first name and last name columns. Next is alias for columns or tables in the database. You can specify an alias for one or more columns in the select query. An alias is a temporary name to a table or column in the query. Different advantages of using alias are: it makes a column more readable in the result set. Alias is used to give a small, abbreviated and meaningful name to the tables in the query so that it will be easy to refer tables in joining multiple tables. It also helps us to identify which column belongs to which table in case of getting data from multiple tables. General syntax is select column name with alias name from table. If you want to give the space between the alias name, use double quote to give the alias name. Or you can use select column name 1 as alias name 1, column name 2 as alias name 2 from table. For example, select EMP-ID with alias name employee ID, first name with employee name from employee. Or you can use select EMP-ID as employee ID, first name as employee's name from employee. Next is plus operator in select statement. The plus operator in SQL Server concatenates a string value or adds numeric values. General syntax is select column name 1 plus concatenate with space plus column name 2 from table name. For example, select EMP-ID, first name concatenate with last name as full name from employee. And next is multiple tables in from clause. You can specify multiple tables in the from clause to select data from. However, if tables have the same columns, then you need to specify the full column names like table name dot column name in the select query. General syntax is select star from table 1, table 2. Having multiple tables in the from clause returns repeated data from each table. For example, select star from employee, continent. Here we will execute these queries. So first we will open new query window and we will use the database where we are going to execute the select queries. So use project 1 and we will execute this. Here name is changed to project 1. Then first we will see select all columns. For this we will give select star from employee and we will execute this. It will display all the data from the employee table. Next we will see select specific columns. Here we will give select if I specify table name and then I will give here first name and last name. To execute this, I will select this and execute. It will display data for only first name and last name columns. Then we will see select data with alias name. Select columns with alias name. Here we will use select. First I will give the table name and then I will give here field name. So select EMP-ID. First I will use double quote as employee ID, first name with double quote as name of the employee I will execute this. It will display the column names as employee ID and name of the employee. Then I will use alias name with as. So select from employee and emp ID as employee number, comma, first name as employee name. And I will execute both these queries. With first query, it will display employee ID and name of the employee as a column heading, and with second query, it will display employee number and employee name as a column heading. When we use alias name with as, we can't give the space between column heading. Next we will see plus operator. Here we will give select from employee and I will give employee ID, comma, first name plus last name, and I will execute this. It will display employee ID and first name column name by concatenating it. Since we have not specified the column name, it will give heading as no column name. So I will specify here as employee name and I will execute this. It will display employee ID and employee name with combination of first name and last name. And then select statement with multiple tables. So select star from employee and region and I will execute this query. It will display the data from both the tables, that is employee and region.